let's talk about owning exercise. Now, here is something that really lets you know that you're in control of what you're doing and that your movement, you're actually benefiting from the things that you do. So we talk about owning a movement, and if you don't know what that means, that essentially what that means is controlling every aspect of whatever movement you're doing. So if it's lunging, that means controlling the speed of the descent, of going down, or squat. That means controlling the down and controlling the rate at which you go up. So let's take a squat. No, let's take a push-up, right? So we all know how to do a push-up. We put our hands on the floor underneath our shoulders. We drop our elbows at about a 45-degree angle relative to our body to stick our chest into the ground. And I'm missing a few other points, but you get the picture here. Now, to control that movement would mean that you decide at what rate your elbows bend, right? So one of the things you'll notice a lot of times with a lot of people is that their down on an exercise is very fast. So when they're here and they go down, their down is that, right? And then their down is boom, then they and then boom. So to me, if your down is always fast and I say slow it down and you can't, you don't really own that exercise. Because if you cannot control the speed at which you lower yourself relative to gravity, gravity's controlling the exercise, not you, right? Gravity is owning you, right? Because you always fall down quick. If I said, okay, now we're going to do super slow push-ups. If you can't get to that same position you did when you fell, you don't really own the exercise. And why we need to own the exercise is so we can speed it up or can slow it down if we need to or want to, right? If I have to fall and let gravity take me in order to get back up, that means I'm not strong enough to do that push-up anyway. So we need to start to learn to own exercises and own movements before we make them faster. If we make them faster without owning them, usually that's a result of gravity taking over and momentum taking over, and we're just getting into those end positions and end ranges without actually doing the work to get into those end ranges in the first place. So that's cool if the goal is going up and down, but if the goal is to get a good workout or to be efficient and get stronger, then you're not actually doing the things that you need to do to get stronger, because you're not controlling the up and down, which is where the money is in movement. The money isn't at the end ranges. The money is in the how you get to the end ranges. So you need to own the movement. You need to be able to control and dictate the speed and the tempo at which you're doing that move, or else you're really doing an exercise in futility.